What's up, YouTube friends? So today I'm going to show you how to personalize your own can koozies. But before that, I think I need to introduce you to a newest member of my family, Draco. Now he's a sassy old queen that doesn't spit fire, but prefers to cut his people down with words. Now this blue color was not my first choice. I actually wanted the black one, but I made the mistake of setting it in my cart and coming back a couple days later, and of course they were all gone. Now as you can see, I decorated this one with some foil permanent vinyl. I added some scales here, a few dragons, and I also have some dragons on the back. Now if this is your first time using a Cricut, I wouldn't recommend using the foil right off the bat. I actually ripped this dragon quite a few times with all these little spikes and all these intricate little details, but I managed to get it done. And I also have a dragon and a saying on the inside. So now that everybody's introduced, let's get started. So the things you're going to need to make this project are a blank can koozie. I got my can koozies off of Amazon. You're going to need your Cricut. You're also going to need some heat transfer vinyl. I just got this brand off of Amazon, and I haven't had any problems with this as far as the heat transfer vinyl goes. And today I'll just be using white. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is prepare my mat. I know I'm going to do a full page of these decals, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a 12 by 12 inch piece of my vinyl and attach it to my mat. Now since I'm using heat transfer vinyl, you want to put the shiny side down. And I'm not sure how well you can see it, but this would be the shiny side. And this side's just a little bit duller. I'm not so sure you can see it on the camera. But like I said, I'm going to put the shiny side down. And then you just want to smooth out any of your air bubbles. And this is ready to go. So now we just need to go to Cricut Design Space. Alright guys, so here I am in Cricut Design Space. Now this is not going to be a tutorial on how to use Cricut Design Space, but if you do want some tutorials, I found a channel here on YouTube and it's called Corinne Blackstone. I believe that's her name. I'll put it down here at the bottom. And she does all kinds of videos on how to use your Cricut Design Space. I learned everything I know from her. So I actually already uploaded my logo, so I'm just going to click on that. And I know I have to size this down a little bit, so I'm going to hit Customize. So now I'm just going to click on my logo and I'm going to size this down to 3 inches. So that's just perfect for what I need. And then hit Make It. So now I'm going to fill up this page. So right up here on Project Copies, I know I could fit 21 on here. Then hit Apply. And I could put a few more here going up and down, but I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to space these out. And that's just going to help me when I go to cut these out later. And since I'm using iron-on vinyl, you want to mirror your image. Make sure that you mirror it. It'll tell you later on to mirror it, but nothing's more annoying than getting this all cut out and realizing that you did not. It's not only a waste of material, it's a waste of time. So now I'm just going to hit Continue. And I'm actually up in my room, so I'm not connected to my Cricut, but it would connect right here. It's then going to ask you what material you're going to cut, and I'll be using Iron-On Plus setting on my Cricut. And then it's also going to tell you what tools that you need, and it's just the knife for this. And like I said earlier, since I'm using the Iron-On vinyl, it'll also tell you don't forget to mirror it. And you can see over here it's still mirrored. And then you're just going to want to hit Make It or Continue. There's another button right down here. So now let's head back to the Cricut. So now I'm just going to load my mat, and you want to make sure that there's enough room behind your Cricut to accommodate your mat, because it's going to go back and forth. So I'm going to stick my mat under these two little clips. I'm going to make sure that it's all the way to the left, and then just hit this flashing button. And now the little Cricut button's going, telling me it's ready to go. I just got one of the designs off of my vinyl, and it's time to weed it. That just means we're going to take away all the vinyl that we don't want. And to save a little money, I have a tip for you. They actually sell these things called pen pins, and what it is just a retractable pin with a needle on it. So to save yourself a little money, just go ahead and grab a mechanical pencil, take out the lead, and all I did was stick a sewing needle in the bottom, and it works great. So now I'm just going to weed out all of the vinyl that I don't want. And with this iron on, it's very easy to weed. I really don't have any problems at all with the little pieces just pulling up. Now, one complaint I do have with this Cricut is all the waste. Even if you would smash that all together on one page to save a little more room, you still are throwing away quite a bit of that vinyl, and that's just going right into the trash. Not to mention the carrier sheet when you're done. Alright, so it should look like that when you're all finished. And make sure none of these little scraps are stuck on your carrier sheet, because that will transfer over to your design. So now we'll go over to the heat press. Alright guys, so here is the heat press that I ended up getting off of Amazon. It came with a few attachments, so I can also do coffee mugs, ball caps, and platters. So eventually I'll be doing my own merchandise as far as my coffee cups and stuff like that. I already went ahead and I preheated this to 305 degrees, and that's the manufacturer's instructions. And I'm going to press this for 15 seconds. So I have a sheet of Teflon here at the bottom. I have my blank koozie. And then I'm just going to stick on my label, and I'm just going to eyeball it. If you're doing something bigger or you're afraid it's going to move, you could always use some of this heat transfer tape. Next, I'm going to put another Teflon sheet over top of that. And then I'm just going to press this for 15 seconds. Now this brand says to let this set for 45 seconds before you take it off the carrier sheet. So now it's cool enough to remove. You carefully want to remove your carrier sheet. Just like that. And then it recommends that you press it again, just to make sure that everything's nice and stuck down. And there you go. Your koozie is all done. Alright guys, so here is the one that we just made. This is my shipping table, and it's pretty messy right now. I'll actually have these up on my Etsy store for sale. I have 3 different styles so far. You could get a black and gold one. This would have to be my favorite, and it's a multicolored foil. And then I have the one that we just made. So like I said, if you like one of these koozies, they will be up on my Etsy store. The link is down below. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on how to personalize your own can koozies. Check out all my links down below if you'd like to support this channel or follow me on my social medias. And as always, thanks for watching. Happy crafting, and I'll see you next time.